Amazing is about to happen to you. It's coming to you right now because you have shifted. You've become a master manifester and creator of your life because you're no longer focused on the how. You're no longer focusing on how to get these things because you've now become the person that already has them, because states of consciousness work like this, okay? If you're wondering how, that is defining the character, the version, or the state of consciousness that you're in right now. And if you're wondering how, that means you haven't become the person that already has it. Because the person that already has it, the version of you that already has everything you desire, they're attracting it to them. They're acting within their states of consciousness, and they don't need to wonder how. They know what to do. They already know what to do. And that's the version of yourself that you've become. You're not, if you're wondering how, that implies that you're not in the state of consciousness to attract it, because you can't act outside of your current state of consciousness. You have no free will to act outside of your state of consciousness. So that is the telltale sign whether you have impressed the subconscious mind or if you are doing the right things in your imagination, okay? Or if you're focusing on the right things that are attracting the world of your dreams to come to you. Because that's why everyone says, don't focus on the how. All the gurus, Neville Goddard, Joseph Murphy, all the greats, they say, do not focus on the how. Why? Because that implies that you are not the version of yourself that already has what you desire. Because that person that you become and love and desire that has everything that you want doesn't think about the how. They already know what to do because that's what's in their state of consciousness. And that's what I want to get into in this video, is the most powerful manifestation technique that you could possibly ever use. And it's something that I've used and tested over the last 20 years. Everything that Neville Goddard taught my grandfather, that he taught me, everything. I'm going to give you everything in this video. I'm going to teach you, and it all stems from what I just told you, but I'm going to give you an exercise on what to do. And the first part of this is, it's not about what you're doing. It's about what you're not doing, okay? So you got to ask yourself this question because you're shifting. This is where you shift, okay? From wondering how to becoming the version of yourself that already has it, okay? You're no longer wondering how, because now you can say, okay, so what would the version of myself that already has everything that I desire, what would they not be doing? So you ask yourself that question. You're very present throughout the day. Everything that you're doing, because you create states of consciousness throughout the day. This will germinate for when you go to sleep at night, and when you start becoming this person that you love and admire, and the person that has everything that you desire right now in the present moment. Throughout the day, you will fall asleep being that person, because temporary states through repetition eventually become permanent states of consciousness. Temporary states become permanent states. Okay, so when you start practicing this, this is what you do. You be very present throughout the day, everything that you're doing. And when you wake up in the morning, every step you take, every activity that you perform, everything that you're doing, every conversation that you have, you ask yourself, would the version of myself that already has everything that I desire, the person that I love and admire, that person that I look up to, the person I always needed, the person that I absolutely love, that person, would that person be doing this, would be doing the things that I'm doing right now? And ask yourself every step of your day, what time you're waking up, the things that you're eating, the conversations that you're having, the activities that you're performing. Would the person you love and admire be sitting watching Netflix and eating honey buns for multiple hours a day? No, they would not. Would they be eating pizza twice a day or once a day? No, they wouldn't be doing that, unless it's healthy pizza. I think there's some healthy pizza out there. But I mean, for the most part, ask yourself those questions throughout the day. This is the most powerful way. This is the most powerful way, because these temporary states of consciousness create permanent states of consciousness. And then once you create this version of yourself, and it could take one day. You could do this all in one day. If you carry it from the morning till when you go to bed at night, like gradually. But before you go to bed, you ask yourself that question. Right before you go to bed, because this is what Neville Goddard was getting at. Neville Goddard was getting at this principle right here, that what you fall asleep with creates your reality, okay? Like climbing the ladder, doing all these different things. So when you become the person that you love and admire and look up to as you're falling asleep, and you become that version of yourself, and you truly feel that you are that person as you're going to sleep in that temporary state, you will impress the subconscious mind. And when you wake up the next day, it will be a permanent state of consciousness if you land it correctly. And Neville Goddard discovered this towards the end of his career, that you only have to do it one time. if you do it correctly. And that is finding the naturalness and the acceptance of you now being that person that you love and admire that has everything that you desire. All right, you've become that person, and you hold on to that feeling state as you're falling asleep at night. And then you impress the subconscious mind with that version of yourself. And the subconscious mind feels that and turns it's impressed. The point of inception as you're falling asleep in SATs and in the shift, that's when you wake up the next day and you're in a permanent state of consciousness. And that's what Neville Goddard coined. So ask yourself these questions throughout the day as well. This will also develop yourself in these patterns throughout your day. When you wake up in the morning, what time do you wake up? That's the first thing. Would the person you love and admire and look up to wake up at the time that you wake up? I mean, honestly, maybe you do wake up at that time already, so maybe it's something else. There's things that you're doing throughout the day that are not congruent with the person that you want to be. Okay, the person that you want to be, what would that person not be doing that you're doing? Ask yourself these questions throughout the day. This creates powerful states of consciousness, because then you're going to start making decisions. You're going to start making decisions, say, no, I'm not going to be doing this. I'm no longer wasting any time. I'm no longer doing this. You're creating this state of consciousness for when you go to sleep. Okay, that's the main part of this. So you're practicing throughout the day, becoming this version of yourself. So now you have practice to when you're about to go to sleep and have inception with the subconscious mind. And that's when you create the temporary state before you fall asleep at night. This is the most powerful exercise you could possibly do. Just simply right before you go to sleep at night, because you've already been practicing this, you ask yourself, what would the person that I love and admire feel like right now? Like, you just imagine this person. Like, you think of this person, you imagine this person, and you say, this person that I love and admire, I am this person right now. The person that I always needed in my life. The person that does everything that they say they're going to do. The person that loves unconditionally. The person that takes care of their nutrition. They're very healthy. They're constantly going out of their way. They wake up early. They're very energetic. They're very positive. They're always doing the right things. They're always in the right place at the right time. Those people, that person. And that's the person that you become. And if it's a person that just won the lottery or whatever, everyone has different desires of the person that they want to be. So you just imagine that you are that person. You put a specific person, like the actual persona of that person, like what they have. So if it's a person that won $100 million in the lottery, then you become that person. If that's the person that you want to be and you admire that person, then become that person. But don't lie to yourself. If you don't admire someone that wins the lottery, then don't become that person, because you're not going to truly love yourself when you become that. You have to get truthful with yourself. Who's the person that you truly love and admire in your world and you look up to? That's the person you have to give the subconscious mind as you're going to sleep. That's it right there. That's all. That's all you have to do. That's it. And then you will become that person. That temporary state will impress into the subconscious and become a permanent state for you. You are now that person that you love and admire and look up to. You have become that person, and you won't even know the difference anymore. You'll wake up and you'll be that person, and you won't even remember the old version of you unless you really reflect. And then you'll look at the old version of yourself that, you'll be like, I had to go through that in order to be this person that I am now. Whatever it is that you had to go through, that person, but you will reflect back to that person, not even recognize that person, who they were, who you were. You won't even recognize who you were then. Like, you're going to be like, I can't believe I did those things. But you're not even going to think about that for that long, because now you're the person you love and admire. They don't overreact. They don't overthink. They don't do these things anymore that the old version of you was doing. They no longer do those things. They're now attracting everything. They're attracting all of these great things into their life, and they're not wondering how. The version of yourself that you love and admire doesn't worry about how your manifestation is going to come. They know how they know what to do in order to get those things. They don't have to wonder how. They don't wonder how. Like, if I don't wonder how I'm going to get another 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I know what to do to get that. I don't have to wonder how. I am in the knowing, okay? I'm in the knowing. That's the difference. You never focus on the how. And that's when you know you're in the state of consciousness of the person you love and admire that has everything that you desire. And you become the person that has everything you desire. Because they know that you become that person right now. They know what to do. They know what to do. The person over here, if you're wondering how, that's a sign that you haven't become it. You haven't become the version of yourself that you need to be. And you need to go back into your imagination, do your feeling states and repetition. And if you're not able to even create temporary states of consciousness, you just have to develop your attention. Anyone can do this. Start developing your attention, start developing your present moment awareness, and start doing meditation. Because a big part of this too, that I realized when I was in prison, that really truly helped my mind slow down or be able to focus my attention on these feeling states, is going into meditation and just slowing my mind down, getting some of the thoughts, clearing out some of the debris in my mind. You know, the weeds, cleaning out the weeds, because of the mind's going like this, it's like a pinball machine. You can develop your attention, but it's going to be more difficult to hold your attention on things because it's moving still. But even though you have good attention, you know, or decent attention, it's going to be hard to focus because the mind is thinking about 1,000 different things at one time. All right, so this is what this is about. And this is another step that you can take. You know, if you're having that issue, you can just go into 10-minute meditations, you know, once or twice a day, to where you just focus on your breath. That's all you're focusing on your breath. And you're just allowing the thoughts to come in and out. You're not reacting to them. They're just coming in, and you get these negative thoughts, and you're not judging. You're not even you. You're just observing the thoughts. They're not even you. They're not part of you. You're outside. You can observe your own thoughts, and you just let them come in. You let them come out, go out, and you release all this stuff. Okay, this is the process of elimination, of releasing these thoughts that you no longer need anymore. Let them go, because those things can also induce a state of mind to where you can't focus and you can't hold your attention on a feeling state or a state of consciousness in order to impress it into the subconscious mind. But I promise you, once you do all these things and you do what I said before you go to sleep and throughout the day, you just do the process of elimination. The person that I love and admire, the person that has everything I desire, would they be doing this right now? Would they be doing this? Would they wake up at this time? Would they be eating this? Would they be talking to these people? Would they be hanging out with these people? Would they be playing video games? Would they be drinking? Would they be using drugs? Would they be smoking cigarettes? Would they be vaping? Would they be doing this? No, they wouldn't be doing any of those things. Would they be sitting on the couch eating honey buns, watching Netflix for 3 hours a day? No, they wouldn't. Be truthful with yourself. The person that you love and admire and look up to, would that person be doing those things? The things that you're doing. You have to be truthful and honest with yourself. And then stop doing those things. Start eliminating those things from your life. And you will start attracting the world through the mirror, the reflection. The world will then emulate that version of yourself that you love and admire that doesn't do those things. You're going to start attracting those things back into your life. Those things that you desire are going to be attracted to you, because once you become it, you don't worry about the house. The house don't matter, because you know what to do. You know how to be magnetic. You know how to attract those things to come to you. You already know. You are in the knowing once you become it. That's the difference. You're no longer in the how. You're in the know. You know. You know what to do. All right? I love you guys, and I just want to give you this exercise because over everything that I've learned over and over and over, different techniques and everything, what my grandfather taught me, everything like that, the number one thing for me that worked really well was just asking myself, who's this person that I love and admire, that I always needed in my life, that did everything they said they were going to do, the person that I never had that I needed, the person that I look up to, the person that, you know, that I would love and, you know, that I desire to be, that has everything that I desire too, that person. And then I became that person. And then I just find the characteristics of that version of that person that I love and admire. And then I give that person to the world and to the subconscious mind at night, because that's the trick. If you can fall asleep with that feeling state in that temporary state, then you'll become that person so much faster. You'll become that person, and you'll be magnetic and attracting all those things into your world. But you can do the process of elimination until you can actually make a good impression throughout the day. Like the process of elimination, would the person I love and admire be doing this, all the things that throughout the day that you're doing? And then if not, truthful with yourself, then stop doing them. I love you guys. And I want you to really, I wanted to make this video to really encourage you to use this in your life. And I want to know results. I want people to have results. And I know what gave me results. And that's why I'm giving you this, okay? Become the person that you love and admire, and give that person to the subconscious, and then it will be given to the world. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.